Today on Robert's Full English Breakfast Show, we're talking theatre, and we're going to have a sneak backstage peek at the world of actors, directors, producers, and how they all devote so much dignity, time and kindness in the making of the show. My first two guests today are actors who, through their work, became icons of the 70s and 80s.
Icon.
I'm very thrilled to have the actress and writer Susan Penhaligon and the Time Lord himself back home in Greenwich, the place of time, Colin Baker.
Can't I be an actor and a writer too?
Well, of course you can, Colin.
I am.
You're not.
One small job. I did one small job.
You're
I barely
not.
noticed it
Well-
years ago, and that's all they go on about.
Well, I mean-
I'm an actor and a writer.
Don't listen to him.
No,
He hasn't
but
written anything.
it is marvellous, I think, the respect that actors give each other. And what I'm really amazed that it's not easy putting a show on, and it's so much hard work. And I know that you when you're not working, have sort of spoken quite a lot on Twitter, haven't you?
I'm not.
Yes, I think we give each other a lot of respect, and we don't talk over each other, I find.
No. Well,
I think that was meant for me.
what I'm very excited about is that I haven't actually told you this, that we do have a third guest here
Doesn't look exciting,
today.
does he?
I'm very pleased to give on Robert's Full English Breakfast Show his very first, or her very first, TV appearance, Twitter's very own West End producer.
Oh,
Is he coming
Is it
downstairs?
Is it you?
is it you?
We do actually now have online live West End producer.
Oh, really?
And West End producer has just sent a message live. We are actually live online. I'd be there, dear, but my casting director's misbehaving. That's a message they've given to you. Do you have a message for the West End producer?
Well, I haven't really got a message because I think I'm getting a bit tired of trying to find him, quite honestly. You
Well,
know.
I think my message to the West End producer is if he's really a West End producer, why doesn't he produce himself, for heaven's
Yes,
sake?
exactly.
What
we
has
both
he
agree.
produced?
Well,
It
nothing.
strikes me that he's been hanging on the coattails of other people who do produce. He loiters in the office, does a bit of filing,
Yeah.
and pretends he knows actors.
Anyway, I think he works in a box office, and he's picking. I think he's picking up fag ends.
And-
I did say ends.
Or
though.
ticket ends.
Or ticket ends. Yes.
Yes.
Can he give me a job?
I'd even work with her again.
Have you actually worked together?
Yes, we did, but the truth is we didn't get on.
No?
No.
There was such a fuss about the dressing room.
Well, he had number one dressing room.
Yes.
You know, and I had to accept that. And he didn't look good in it, in his tights. You know, I mean, how can he wear tights like he wore and have number one dressing room?
And what was the show you did together, sort of thing?
I've deleted it. I can't remember.
You've deleted it, yes?
No.
Well, that's
You know,
amazing.
I have to say, not everybody gets on, you know, and it's just the way
It was the Theatre Royal in Bath, I do remember that, because I think it's a shame that that theatre used to have very high standards in the kind of actor it would employ. And I went there on that understanding, and I was let down somewhat.
You both started sort of in rep, which doesn't exist anymore, does it, sort of thing? What do you actually say to sort of the younger generation who seem to think that they can actually go on a television programme and then become a star overnight?
That is rep. Rep now is celebrity come fart with me.
Yes.
Except it's not the celebrity bit until they've done the original farting, I suppose.
Yes.
But I am now seriously thinking of going into one of those programmes so that I can get a small part in rep.
Yes.
You have to now.
Because
Because
I agree with him there. Yeah.
ever since I heard that the new Wizard in The Wizard of Oz is going to be played by
Russell Harty.
Russell
Oh, no.
Harty, yes.
Oh, no.
No, he's dead.
Oh,
Russell
actually, no,
Grant.
it's Russell Harty.
It's Russell Grant, actually. Russell Harty.
This is why we didn't get on.
No. I thought that's the way to get cast in decent parts now.
Is to go on a reality TV
Unfortunately,
programme.
I haven't done things like This Is My
Fart.
Very small, this is my fart, or this is my very small boarding house with a few knickknacks in it, and I can get on television.
Yes,
Yeah.
I haven't done those programmes.
No.
No,
I don't
they
think-
don't want actors now.
No.
They don't want.
Well, they don't pay
well,
them.
They don't. They might actually want me, but they certainly don't want Colin.
No,
You know.
no.
And I have to say, of course,
but-
I am much younger than Colin. So
That's
all that rep thing. I was really young, much younger. Because I'm 35.
I thought you had a big birthday coming up,
Yes.
sort of thing. The West End producers just said that he thought you were slightly older than that. Is that true? Are you really are 35?
Yes.
I've got a photograph of you with Jessie Matthews as young children dancing, so please.
Well, I haven't got anything to say to that. So.
You really gained notoriety and fame in 1976 in Bouquet of Barbed Wire. Have you done anything since?
No, I haven't done anything. Oh no, I did work once with Judi Dench in A Fine Romance, but I have to say she was awful.
Well, I'm very glad you brought that up because we have a little researcher here, Noel, and he actually did phone up Dame Judy's agent and asked if she had a comment to make to you, and unfortunately they came back and said she's working again. So unfortunately there isn't a message, but I'm sure that she was very keen to send her love. Colin, if I actually mention the word grade, what does that mean to you?
Michael Grade. Yes, Michael Grade, fortunately, saw that while I was playing Doctor Who, the theatre was being robbed of a very great actor. So he provided the situation in which I could move back into the theatre where I belong. And I have to say, the story about Judi Dench is quite scurrilous. As I was saying to Anthony Hopkins, to whom I gave advice. We were doing War and Peace together. 1971.
Well, he
And
wasn't any good either.
Well, exactly. He said to me, what can I do to become a better actor, Colin? And I gave him a few words of advice, and he went the commercial route, sadly.
Yes.
He hasn't.
Yes. Movies.
In the theatre. Movies.
Yeah.
And the West End producer just says that he took the child and parent out for a meal, apparently, in Panto, after pantomime, and as he put the King Rat costume on again, the child was terrified. Do you remember that particular day? The West End producer...
West End producer knows that, does he?
Apparently.
Now, who is it?
Tell him he's a fruit and nut case.
CB says...
Who would know that story, though?
That's
About me.
not a lead. That is
See.
not a lead. That he's putting us off the scent
See,
with the
He's
old
found
thing.
that out somewhere.
Susan, you have had quite a lot of press coverage in various papers about you trying to track down who the West End producer is. And I believe he's actually given you a nickname. Could you tell me what that is?
Yes, he's given myself and a lovely casting director called Anne Vosser the name of Rosemary and Thyme. Yes.
After the Detective CB series.
Yes.
And do you
I
feel...
wish we had residuals, as Rosemary and Thyme have from America, by the way, but we don't.
No.
I mean, I
Which
just
one?
thought I'd throw that in because, actors are always talking about, their wages and how they got to the theatre, which route they came along, and also food, what they're eating.
Yes.
That is mainly the actor's topic of conversation.
We've just had a message through from the West End producer, and he has actually offered you some casting. Susan would be ideal for Madame Giry, and Colin would be perfect as Monsieur Lefebvre in The Phantom.
Phantom of the Opera is all sung, isn't it?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
And it's a small part. Lefebvre, I think you said.
Yes.
Well, I think you're right for a small part now.
But the trouble is they can't afford me
No.
for a small part.
Actually, that is true. They
Yeah.
can't afford me either. And I can't sing. And which is why I'll always stay in the fringe, really.
You...
And in Panto.
Yes, I've seen you in Panto. And you're right.
I've seen you in
can't sing.
Panto.
All right. I am sorry I turned you down all those years ago, okay? I'm sorry. You came to my dressing room, I spurned you, And I can see why you've had a thing about me ever since, but I'm prepared to let bygones be bygones. Please forgive me for turning you down.
I don't think now is the moment for you to talk about this, really. You know, I think this is for us and another time, and you're right.
But I have worried
No,
about
you're
it ever
right, you're
since.
right, you're right.
And,
Well-
and I've covered it up with.
Colin and Susan, thank you very much indeed for coming on Robert's Full English Breakfast Show. I don't know whether you will be doing any more work in the future, if there's anything in the pipeline, or is there anything that you've...
Yes, I've. A friend of my wife's has asked me to go and do a recording of a rather naff little thing he puts on the internet, talking to people.
Oh, right.
But I've done that because he's a friend of my wife's.
Right. I've not heard of
Oh,
it.
is this it? Is this it? What I'm
Yes,
doing now?
this is it.
Oh, this is it?
Yes.
Oh, in that case, I've got nothing in the pipeline.
Oh,
No.
right.
No, just this.
No,
Well-
well, I mean, I'm the same. This is my first appearance of this year, you know. Anyway, I don't talk about my work, what's coming up, because actually I've got a lot.
Well, I'm a writer. I'm a writer now.
I've got loads of work.
I've got lots of books coming up. You've got lots of work.
Yes, lots.
Well, West End Producer
Maybe
has
6.
just sent one last message to you, Susan. Do you have a message back for the... Are we actually closing in?
Yes, I think we are closing in.
Well, I think this should go major press, because we just better warn you, West End Producer, that we are on your case. So be very, very careful. Susan Penhaligon, Colin Baker, thank you very much for coming on Robert's Full English Breakfast Show.
Right.